Right.
There's Jeremy. Let me go ahead and put him on there as well.
Jeremy!
Oh, not you.
No.
I mean, yay, Jeremy!
Oh, I was cheering too.
Oh.
All right. Well, it is 4:30. Welcome, everyone. How are y'all doing today?
Fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Okay. It is Monday, July 13th, 4:30 p.m., and we are at the Land Use and Planning meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes for June 23rd?
I move to approve as written.
All right. And all in favor?
Aye.
Hi. Yay. Approving, let's see, let me re-angle myself. Title 8, Chapter 8, second reading is tomorrow night. I don't know if there's any more conversation around that. I don't think so.
No, we went over that.
We went over it.
Where I might.
Thoroughly.
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll go right into the process for designating, changing use of city-owned land discussion with our very kind planner, Jeremy Fadness. How are you today?
Did you mark where we were?
Good, how are you?
Where we left off.
Doing great. I believe we were on the application packet.
Yeah, I think we were mostly through it. You should be able to see it on the screen.
We can certainly
I see
that it's there.
I see that it's there.
I'll try to zoom in a little bit more on this.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Oh, here we go.
That's beautiful.
The edits that I made were mostly just trimmed it down, the length of it down by your suggestion of basically just providing these instead of the lines to fill it out, just say provide detailed maintenance narrative, like detailed lists, that sort of thing. So that shortened us up to about 3 pages. And then I think we pretty much just left off with the checklist, which is the only thing left is this attachments list. I think we've gone through the rest of it, so.
Yeah. And we went through all the public engagement piece. I just know that's a really big one. I don't remember. Yeah, apparently we did.
Yeah, basically
Outreach.
just describe public outreach completed to date, and then, there need to attach a detailed narrative, right? And then provide a detailed list of who they reached out to.
Excellent. All right. So the attachments for this application, that's really what the thorough bit is. One thing I wonder with this attachment section, if it's something that we can have bulleted for minor application versus major applications, if that's something that we maybe should consider, because I can't imagine. That being said, I kind of want to see the site plans for some of the more basic ones, just someone doodling on a napkin. But
I mean, I do, yeah. You want to put a tree where?
Right? Show me on this napkin. Completed application form, narrative, project description, site plan, conceptual drawing.
I do like the photos of existing conditions.
Yep, I think that's important. Hello. Photos of budget and funding sources. With some of these, because I'm looking through here right now, does it make sense to have any definitions for this? Because I know with some applications that we've received with T-bid, when we ask for a budget and funding sources, they're like, we have it. And they don't actually say where it's coming from, or we're not getting a full detailed. Is that even worth mentioning? And then if we get something we don't appreciate, we send it back.
I mean, up here, we're under project details. We're asking for project costs attached, detailed project budget, current amount of funding secured, right? We asked for a lot of the stuff up top. I think this is just a checklist to say, yes, I included it. Yes, I included it, right?
Okay.
It's not, I guess it wasn't really intended for, I think these sections above are of the list of this is what we want. I guess it just depends on how detailed you want to get, because different people are going to do budgets differently, right? So, I mean, if you want to get really detailed, we could provide a detailed like budget sheet that they fill out. But to me, that seems like
No.
it's getting pretty detailed.
I don't want to be the,
I was like, I would love to look at that, but I don't think we need that. No, I appreciate that. Okay, I just wanted to be sure that we're covering those bases. All right, accessibility analysis, traffic and parking analysis, infrastructure, utilities, letters of support, public engagement, insurance documentation, restoration, decommissioning plan. I love that one.
letters of support, are we including letters of?
Oh God, what would that be?
No,
No?
the applicant wouldn't include those.
Okay.
Yeah, applicant won't include that, the city can.
Yeah. We might receive them.
Yeah,
in
but I was
the
like,
course of things, but-
okay, I think this is
Like,
great.
And here's the opposing view.
Right, and here's what everyone has to say bad about it.
You know, you guys can.
Fair.
Definitely in good faith, yeah.
Okay, in terms of other pieces, do you guys feel like we are missing anything now with this application, or do we feel pretty good?
Yeah, I'm trying to play devil's advocate as much as I can, but I can't come up with, like, I mean, I feel like we're covering everything.
The intent that we originally had, and.
Yeah.
So if we were to get this tomorrow,
Let me pull up our notes.
And given all the other phases that you go through, I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of these would be worked out by the time you got to this point anyway,
yeah, for sure.
ideally.
On our flow chart, near the end, we have MO, like, on ours.
Yeah, the MO, yeah, there is that. So that would be probably going into this document, the policy review procedures and application framework. So Jeremy, just to catch you up, we're looking at what we originally generated. Our super fancy flow chart that took me a whopping 5 minutes. Let's see, reservation of rights. We have the renewal amendments and termination
Okay.
here in this framework. And then,
I just want to make sure that we're.
and I think that is one thing, so from this, I think that's actually a good point. What stems from this when we think about this process? So we have our letter of intent, essentially, the pre-application, how it gets put into the city,
And then we.
the different advisory reviews. For the advisory reviews, do we need to create a set of criteria or some sort of weighted scale for those groups, or should we have those groups identify what they want to have for review? Because, like, I think about how Parks Board would have different criteria versus sustainability, and Planning Board would have different, Public Works would have different.
Maybe that's something we could kind of independently.
Yeah, I
Agreed
think
on that.
that's, I mean, I think that's something staff would more of take care of during the staff report and review portion of
Okay.
the process, right? So when
Mhm.
when staff brings something to a advisory board, you know, they're gonna outline, okay, this is what I need you to review, and this is what I need you to provide feedback and recommendations on, right? So, you know, the Parks Board, you know, staff is not gonna tell the Parks Board, hey, you know, you need to provide us a recommendation on what kind of zoning this needs to be, right? That should be for the
Yeah.
zoning commission and planning board. You know, so I think that, yeah, that's more of, that's pretty detailed for this process, for this portion. I think that's more of a case by case basis, staff taking it through the
Okay.
process with each one of those boards, if that makes sense.
See, and that's what I'm kind of leaning to, is now that we have this, I think this is pretty well locked in, that I'm comfortable with it at this point. Now it's just what stems from that, which would be, okay, we need to reconsider our MOUs to be more consistent. What criteria does the staff, because that's the other piece too, does the staff need direction for what they're asking? Because sometimes they can be like, oh, Parks Board said it's cool. Like, but are they asking the right questions, and do they need that guidance? And I'll turn my back this direction to Mayor. Do you think that the staff needs criteria or essentially a guide set for how to handle these steps, or do we feel confident that they can do it? I'd like to feel confident that they can do it, but at the same time,
Like a
I don't want to be left in a position where they're like, well, we didn't know we were supposed to ask
I'm
that.
comfortable with it, but for a different reason. My and I guess, and then here's where it kind of goes into it. If it's something that staff is going to approve and not bring to council, then it needs to be very clear what the criteria are. If they're collecting information to bring to council, then that's not necessary, is my thought. So like, let's take a dog bench at the a bench in the dog park with somebody's picture and a memorial phrase on it. Is staff going to be able to approve that, or does that come to council?
I think that would be something that's minor
That's
administrative.
yep, minor.
So that would be something that staff could approve.
Okay, do they have the guidelines of when they should approve it and when they should not approve it? See what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's
can I,
the ones that need the guidelines.
so we have in the process document, we have review criteria. We have a whole
Yeah,
list
yeah.
of review criteria for every project. So I mean, I think we've already kind of done that. We
Yeah.
have consistency with adopted plans. We have public benefit, community value. We have compatibility. I mean, this is a list for staff to review and provide recommendations to review bodies and the city council, right? Or internal review if it's a minor project. Staff goes through this, and some of these may not be applicable, right? You know, when they go through their analysis, but this list is the analysis. That and I can reshare that that list.
Yeah, consistency. I think that's a solid list. And as long as you guys feel confident that someone can make a decision off of these, I feel confident moving forward on it. I just want to know, is there other infrastructure that we need to essentially have in place moving forward? So again, I think of MOUs, I think of leases, and where there's inconsistencies that we struggle with a lot of our MOUs, and that could be just our next conversation of let's evaluate our MOUs.
Yeah, I
Versus,
think
like-
agreements are tough because those are very, in my mind, agreements are very project specific. So,
Mhm.
you know, depending on the project might depend on what you need for that project. And I guess, I mean, we could come up with a template MOU that could be, but it's going to be a, you know, kind of a catch-all MOU that might have to be modified. Sections may not be necessary, could be taken out depending on the project. You know, I think it depends completely on the
That was
project.
kind of my thought.
And I think the hard part with agreements is a lot of it depends on who your city attorney is at the time, right? Because every attorney, I swear, does things differently or feels differently about certain things. And so, you know, you may go through and develop something now, and your current city attorney may be great with it. And then, you know, a year from now or 2 years from now, you have a new city attorney, and that city attorney's like, oh, no, this is junk. We got to do something completely different. You know what I mean? So I hesitate to, I think it's more of a develop it on a project by project basis.
I think that just my personal thought on it is similar to when I'm working with contracts and agreements where there's certain clauses that you have in disclosures that are templated and like those are in there, they're locked in, and then you have your additional provisions and manipulations to that contract per the needs that you have.
So rather than a template, could we just include just some guidelines on what any MOU should include?
Boom, that's
Something
it.
like that?
Yeah, I'm thinking just mandatory
Even if it's just like
disclosures.
5 bullets or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like these 5 things have to be included to protect the city and like,
Well-
or just to make sure that we're playing consistently.
Yeah.
Like
So we-
that someone's not getting special treatment in terms of certain regards. So,
Again, we kind of have that. We have under agreements and financial security section, we have agreements may address, and we have a list of things that those agreements may address. And then also city may require bonding and financial guarantees. So
and I'm thinking outside of this document right now, I'm thinking just an MOU, like having like basically instructions for creating that MOU with your must-haves. So
Well,
that
and
way, and having consistent language too, that has been reviewed by the attorney. And again, it could be an annual review. I think that most contracts and forms should be reviewed annual basis, but, that might just be beneficial to where it's like, okay, these are things that we have consistently.
So I
But,
have
again, that might be overkill.
I developed an example, MOU for the ice rink.
Mhm.
That could be, I mean, it's for development of a PAR, so it's not, it's that first step for, yes, you can move forward with planning essentially for the project.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's basically it's basically a template for an MOU that could be modified to fit whatever, if it's a construction
Okay.
project or a planning project or, I mean, so I guess we kind of have that from something we've already used, and I don't know where that is at in the process or if that's been approved by council, reviewed by city attorney, all those good things, but we kind
I
of
think
have to start, I
we,
think, at least.
yeah, I think that's been reviewed and approved for the startup of the project. And yeah, we could absolutely use that as just kind of our demo
Mhm.
and just play fill the blanks. Do you have that in a Word document do I have that in a Word document
Can you share it?
somewhere?
Yeah, I can basically accept changes on the one I have and send it out to you, if you want it.
That'd be rad.
And then you could share it with the rest of the group.
Cool.
Now, understanding that construction MOU might be more in depth than this planning MOU, right? So it's that's why I guess I hesitate to get too much in the weeds on that because it's just going to be so project specific on what you need and what you don't need. But
So we'll put it, how about this? Can I break it down just a little bit to where I have a better understanding? So you have a construction MOU, planning MOU, use, I guess that's a memorandum of use, a use MOU. Like what other types of MOUs? And again, I think this is also a conversation we had at one point, is when is a land lease required
Versus, yeah.
versus just an MOU? Because like my IUS is if you're putting permanent structure on it and essentially operating some sort of facility on it, it requires a lease, but that's my idea. And again, I'm not the professional here. So that, again, now that we have this part down, that's where my brain stems into 100 other directions of things that need to happen.
Would you want to put in, under our description of the 3 types, like an MOU related to a type 1
Yeah, that
would
would be
need to
nice.
require just a couple things all the way down to,
A, B, or C?
yeah, versus
Mhm.
an MOU.
I don't think a type 1 would require an MOU because that's just going to be a small project. Just gets approved by staff.
Right.
Probably not, but
But,
And
type
required.
2s and 3s, potentially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, just something to chew on. I don't think we have to get too in the weeds on it tonight. It might be something that we kind of recap with, maybe we ask the rest of council tomorrow. What do you guys think of that? See how they feel, if it's just me being super nitpicky, or if it's actually something we want.
Okay.
It might just be me willing to have a form for everything, because I like consistency. But,
And form?
here's
God,
our,
apparently I'm a bureaucrat, who knew?
here's our Form 1 MOU, fill it out.
Yep.
Type
Yeah.
1A.
It's just nice to have templates, because, I mean, I can't tell you how many times, would love to just have a Word template for a resolution or an ordinance, like those types of things, where it's just like, have that, literally, I like having a starting point, so, okay, I think, Jeremy, that's probably it on this. Has Jeremy been helping with the tennis stuff? Might be nice to have him on the
He's
phone
right
with
there.
us.
I haven't really,
Okay.
don't think done anything with that yet that I recall.
Okay. You don't have to. I was just like, oh, it might be cool to have Jeremy's input on this, but,
Do you
So-
wanna play and bill us for the MOU? There's two things, there's resolutions, but there's a maintenance MOU that's actually a three-way MOU. That's what you're referring to, right, Chelsea? It's with the high school, which is gonna be doing maintenance of a city-owned facility on city-owned land. And then the third party, the tennis association, is providing the financing to build it.
I was just talking in a very broad stroke, but that's,
Wow.
that's okay.
Yeah,
We can
now I
define
got
it.
I don't know that I need to be part of that. If it's just a maintenance MOU, I think that's a city.
He's like, I don't have to do that.
We'll
I think
run
that-
it past you for approval, but we'll spend the time and do the work first.
Okay, so
All right,
I will,
Jeremy, I'm gonna let you go so you don't have to deal with this any longer.
I will accept changes on these documents and get them sent back over to you tonight.
Thank you
Cool.
so much,
Thank
Jeremy. These are awesome and they mean the world.
Yep, you're welcome.
Pure
Have a good
gold.
night.
Thank you,
too.
Jeremy.
Like,
Bye.
Jeremy.
free the man.
Didn't
All right.
look like he was-
He's like, I don't know what the
I-
hell you're talking
don't.
about.
What? Please no.
Would
Okay.
rather not.
Moving onward, very happy with that process. I think that this is huge.
It makes me
Now,
nervous because it was something so,
it's so big and now it's
like,
very
right? Like,
basic.
is there still something that we're missing? 'Cause
We're definitely missing something,
I know,
but
it scares me. So
at a
nervous.
certain point we can,
Well,
I
think
might-
of all the projects that have showed up over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
does this net catch all of them?
I just worry that there's gonna be too much. I feel like the decision between what's B and C and what's A and B, that's gonna be where the struggle is.
I don't think so much with A and B, but I do see it with
Yeah,
B
like,
and C could.
B and C.
that's my only concern is how that, I like how it just gets a little curl in my bun on the camera.
So figure out how to make it more clear.
What do you guys think of sending the draft to some of those groups, like planning board, parks board, and just be like, thought,
Hey, here's
No.
our rough draft, what do you think?
Yeah.
Put your notes.
Yep, and I
Thank you.
know that we've sent it to Parks, I've sent it to a few.
oh, it has been.
Have they
Yep,
sent?
Okay.
yeah, and Roger's stoked on it, he had a little bit of feedback on it, I've
Okay.
sent it to some other folks within the community that were interested.
Cool.
I haven't, once I have the updated copy, I'll send it over back to Parks. But yeah, I think we send it to pretty much any of the groups that we feel it would apply to,
I
and
think
having
we
city staff look at it, and
Yeah.
just getting everybody's feedback, I think will be really helpful, and, but yeah, this is awesome. Yay, yay, things that are real.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
so, next up, tennis court. How are we doing today?
We're doing great.
Yeah.
Here to answer questions, to pass on questions.
Okay, and I believe, Dave, did you send that to everybody? There was something about tennis at some point.
Yeah, I think all of the tennis documents are in the packet.
Okay,
So there was,
it's a thick packet.
I left my hard copy upstairs.
Yep, great.
If not, we have, it may have been that I was just gonna bring them to this meeting. Let me go, look in there. So there's 2 resolutions.
Okay,
One, tennis is getting to the point, what they're looking for is, yes, you have our blessing, go forth and get, you can use,
100%.
you can use the land for that purpose, go forth and get bids. That's the first one. The second one, which, and it has some wording in there that once we get bids, we'll know what the real answer is, and it basically says, yes, you can proceed once sufficient funding is proven. But at that time, we'll know what the real funding is rather than just everybody's best guess and even the planner's estimate of it. And the guidance we received prior to that, and I think everybody was on the same page, was you don't start the construction without having the maintenance part already in place and settled. You don't build it without knowing how you're gonna take care of it.
yeah,
So that's 2 separate resolutions, maybe 3, and then what the MOU looks like.
Okay, well, on
All
to
right.
page 46.
And I'll go and see if we
34.
included it in the packet, or if it came in late enough that I was just gonna give it to you guys and not give it to the masses yet.
I think it's just gonna be giving it to us, because I do not see it. in the
I'm on
packet.
page 57 and do not see it yet, but there is
57?
134.
I see it
There's an agreement between
in the wrong
the
packet.
city, the school, and the
I'm still on
Is
the
that, do you
water.
remember seeing that in there?
I was in the wrong packet.
Was it near the end of the packet?
Yes, it would be, because it would have been below the fold land use.
Hold on.
Are we looking?
I'll resume getting my hard copy.
Yeah.
Hard copy.
Yep, it's a double day.
I would love to see the packets get named. I feel like it's pretty easy. Just do a save as.
I don't know, I just did something and I had to start all over, so.
Or be a merge of digital documents so they're not scanned, so you can do a little control F action. That would be cool.
Amazing. Or just,
What?
you know.
I'm still scrolling.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, 101.
101.
All right, I'm on page 80, so I'm almost there.
Enhance.
I'm on a budget right now, holy.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Ooh, here we are, MOU
MOU.
of Red Lodge, of school district, of tennis board. 4, construction, operation, maintenance of Red Lodge Tennis Complex.
Excellent. All right, so bear with us
I
as
hear the
we are
Coming down.
coming up to
Oh,
speed
we're
on
in
things.
It's all.
Did you find it?
Trying to take everybody's
Page 101.
advisement and make it what it
See,
is.
you were only on page 57 before.
Yes,
I know.
let's see. So, consistent.
Okay, so, wow,
And may I ask who wrote the MOU? Just out of
I
curiosity.
want to say probably Barb,
Barb and
using,
Lindsay.
using it as, using the soccer field as a template.
Okay, perfect. Yep, that's always nice to know, because then I can have a good frame of reference.
So Susie and, yeah.
Okay.
this is an awkward, the whole three-way thing throws me for a loop here, okay.
Okay, incorporated into this memorandum are the following: 1, 2, ouch, 3 responsibilities. So section 1, legal description. Lies! There's no legal description. Is that because we don't have a legal description?
What are you in?
I-
Section what?
I'm on page 102. Where are you?
I went further down.
Yeah, you did.
I am on page,
That's a budget.
yes, but this is still,
I'm looking at after the budget.
Oh, that's our briefing.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that, the briefing. Got
go
it.
through that.
Okay, we'll jump to the briefing. Sorry, I was at
Go
the
down,
interview.
yeah, if you scroll down to the briefing, it gives you a little more
Oh,
detail. There's prices, there's numbers.
okay, beautiful.
And I have not looked through this and offered feedback or input or anything prior to that. I was getting it to you guys, so.
Okay, so under the contract from the Red Lodge Tennis Board, Great West produced court/site designs, not courtside designs.
Oh.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
So the first one
Uh-huh,
is actually one, it's the very first stuff after the budget.
Yeah.
A resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Red Lodge to sign the grant agreement for the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant awarded to the city by the Montana Department. So
uh-huh.
basically, we have to accept that grant, and I'd like that to be up for,
Okay,
Oh,
we'll make this
the
our
no-
priority.
The no resolution numbered one?
yeah, the no resolution number 1, we need to do that. So basically, that's authorizing me to say, yes, we accept your grant.
Okay.
And it feels to me,
Mm-hmm.
if we're doing that, we also ought to have, one that says, I mean, until we spend the money, we're not really bound.
Right, this one's up to page 1. Okay, so that is on page 99.
So the answer that I gave you before is actually both true, because not all the resolutions are in here, and I think I do have an extra one from Barb that she got to me, so let me.
Okay.
Okay, so whereas the Red Lodge Tennis Board has successfully raised $250,000 in match funds, exceeding the $150,000 required in the original application and matching the subsequent request for an additional $100,000.
So we have to authorize the award, essentially. Thanks, Billy.
So we are.
So we just basically have to approve that we will take $250,000 on behalf of
Correct.
tennis and give that to tennis.
And I don't know, whereas it's not an obligation, I don't know that requires council approval, because I'm not signing a contract per se. But when in doubt, I always say get it.
Okay. So we're not bound if we accept.
Right?
Okay. And I have no issue with moving that up for discussion tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you need it sooner than?
No. Because it's basically, I think it had to do, they were looking at a month because we'd like to be able to have it so they can go, when they go out for bid, it'd be nice to have them say, yes, you can use the land before they put forth that effort.
Okay, so essentially, just kind of go back to that, we can discuss it tomorrow and then approve it at the following meeting?
Yeah, and actually,
Okay.
this is in here, so we can take action on this next time.
Great. Yep, that's exactly it, and then that gives us the opportunity to have everybody look at this as well.
Yeah.
So I like that, okay.
But what we don't have there is a resolution, because this one does not talk about we give our blessing to use that land for that purpose and to go out and seek bids. And then the second one would be tied to the MOU.
Uh-huh.
When you get a bid and the number that you have raised matches the bid, you have our blessing to
Break
make
ground,
construction, and here's the MOU about how we're gonna maintain it.
Right. So that's what I'm looking at right now, is just,
This gives us,
so here's our steps, we need to approve them getting more money, and then, but realistically, we need that, move forward with your money and build something. So in terms of, we still need that resolution written, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
I do not have it, so.
that's okay. So we need that resolution, and then from there, for us, kind of bringing it back to land use and planning, they've done a phenomenal job of raising the funds. They've gone out and done what we've asked in terms of getting a PAR. They have presented, many, many, many times throughout the course of, 6-8 months at this point, longer, almost a year?
Oh, doing this?
Yeah,
Probably close to a year, yeah.
yeah, getting close to a year.
Here to resort tax to.
Yep, everywhere.
All over.
Parks Board, they've,
This is our first budget cycle we've gone through since it's been there, so it really
Yeah,
has
true.
only been a year.
So
Yep.
what about this cycle? You're right, yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
so they've had conversations with the other stakeholders. In terms of what we just went through with our application, if they were to have this kind of like,
And I'm still, even though this isn't done,
Yeah.
my requirement is that I have to match your wishes as best as possible. So I
Yeah.
still have that as,
so I think that might be kind of where we're at, is to have city staff evaluate what's already been given, see what else we need to make this complete, and then I think we can make a decision. Does that make sense?
are we missing a step?
I don't think we're missing a step. They've done all the other things of presenting it. Again, they've taken letters of intent, we've reviewed letters of intent, they've done their PARs. I think they've pretty much completed everything that's in this application. It just has to be compiled together with a final staff review. And I think that if we can have staff look at this, be like, okay, yeah, we got this, like, we got this, all of this
is
looks good.
Jeremy making the edits based on this, or are you making, Jeremy's making and giving us?
Yep, and
Jeremy's
Jeremy's
getting
getting by
us
the
the-
end of the day,
Oh,
so,
did he say end of day?
yep,
Okay, fantastic. If I don't get that, if I'm not on that list, will you make sure I get it?
sure,
And, we will forward it on to the tennis folks.
yeah,
Say, please fill this out, see if there's anything missing.
yeah.
And then what we'll try to do is have a draft next time that basically says,
Yeah, because again, I think they've done all the work
Yeah,
for
go
it.
look at
It's
the attachment section,
Yeah,
the checklist.
yep. So going through
this
this,
is a C, right?
I would consider this
Yeah.
a C, yeah.
This is a legacy.
Yeah, I mean, it's $1 million plus project, yeah, absolutely.
It's very permanent.
Yeah, very permanent,
Pretty permanent.
benefits many user groups, affects many user groups, yeah, I think it's permanent. So,
Yes.
the attachments would be a completed application form, which is,
Mhm.
again, they pretty much have all of that, just needs to be compiled. Narrative project description, we absolutely have that. Site plan and conceptual drawings, we have. Photos of existing conditions, we have. Budget and funding sources, we have. It'd be nice to have it kind of like more
Broken down.
broken
With
down.
the foundation they have. Yeah, we get that every month from them.
Perfect, yeah, no, for sure. I think I've seen it before,
Yeah.
so, maintenance and operations plan, I think that's kind of what we have.
That's where we're coming to,
That's
yeah.
what
Yep.
we're here.
So having that in place. Accessibility analysis, I think that would be in Great West,
Yeah, in their plan.
yep, in their plan.
Mhm.
Traffic and parking, that would be within their plan. Utility and infrastructure would be within their plan. Letters of support, I've seen many, I'm sure there's more. Public engagement summary, I'm sure that's extensive at this point. Insurance documentation, I'm not sure if I've seen that, but I'm sure it exists, the school.
That'd be the school,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, I would think so.
And then I doubt that there's a restoration and decommissioning plan, but something along those lines would be beneficial too. So I
Well,
think
and
that,
maybe that's it, that's the checkbox we just found out, we haven't done that.
Yep.
Here's what the plan would be.
yep,
Yep.
so, again, I think there's only 2 items in here that we don't really have or that we haven't seen. So I think on a whole, we could have this approved by the next. My assumption with how this would work at a council level, and I don't think it's really something we did address in the process, let's double check. Because I know that when we talked about, sorry, I'm reading this through paper clips. Exclusive, restricted lands, that's your examples, okay, so we do have that criteria in there, that makes me feel better. Application requirements, letter of intent, review criteria, advisory commute, let's see,
Well,
public engagement and hearings. So type C, major legacy projects, having a public notice, public comment period of at least 30 days, community meeting or open house, which I think has been done.
I don't think the 30 days, that's
That
not
has
like a
not.
formal process.
And that's what I'm thinking, is if we can make that, once this is complete,
That
we can start
start
that
the 30
formal
days.
process.
I don't know that we have to wait, meaning once the application is complete?
Yeah.
Even though they're filling out a draft application? Okay.
I mean, and again, I defer to staff on that, especially with this being kind of our soft start.
Okay,
But, yeah, having
Big
that,
project.
and I think that's what it is like, you know, this meeting, we can say, hey, by the following meeting, we're gonna have this 30-day start. We'll have the resolution for us to review, to accept it. We'll have a completed application, and then we'll have 30 days, basically like an ordinance, for
so,
people to come forward and speak on it.
well, it's the public notice, we could do the public notice, so,
I would feel good if we did the public notice with essentially the completion, so people can review that. I want that to be a part of the notice if possible.
well, but the public notice, you want comment before you make a decision and complete it is the problem.
Right, well,
You don't get public input after you've made up your mind.
well,
right, no, it's
but
not to
can we
make
get-
up their mind, it's when this is.
but a draft,
But
can we,
This could be done by Friday.
That's what I'm saying, is
And
so-
then we could run a public notice, so when you come to the next meeting with drafts, you can say, we've already started the public notice in the 30-day.
Okay,
I think as you go,
That's fine, yeah.
as you go to council tomorrow,
right,
is everybody okay if we get this run, so that could go in next week's paper?
yep,
yeah, so
And that
then-
would start their 30-day, and in the meantime, we'll build a resolution, we'll work on this MOU, everybody's gotta get their input.
yep,
so what, school starts
and then that way, yeah.
August, yeah, I mean, if we can get it.
Well, I don't think, there's not a plan to start construction this year, I don't think.
Yeah, other than.
I think it's to get it out
other
to
than the window-
bid.
The window of time is bid goes, we'll probably start getting bids in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's how long USTA needs our Great West preliminary report. And then it'll go to bid, and that has to be given 30 days, and it's noticing things. And our only window to build would be then September and October, so it's,
Basically what it does is
Or
that we're
next year.
getting to those construction companies and we're getting first on the schedule for next year.
yeah, one way, or yeah.
So, yeah, if we can have the,
But some of them have said they would still build this year, and that they want to bid, but,
Is my daughter playing on the new field?
yes,
That is, I mean,
yes, right.
so, my thought is we can have a completed application and it noticed by Friday, we can then review the completed application as council and as land use and planning at our next meeting, and then essentially
the 11th.
be able to find, like, and I think that's the way that you do it, is you get the the application in, it goes to the full council. We have one meeting to discuss it, and then the following meeting's our action meeting, and that's your 30
Yeah,
days.
So, well, the notice wouldn't start till a week from Thursday, just as enough, because we put it in the paper.
Okay,
That's our
Okay.
legal thing.
sure.
As soon as we couldn't
So
have
the 23rd.
the application done in a notice by tomorrow morning.
No,
So a
that's
week
fine.
from, so in a week, so it could go in the paper as soon as a week from Thursday, and that starts the 30 days. But to your point, I still like the idea of getting that resolution once below the fold and then once above the fold.
Right, and that's my thought, is like, all of this comes together with the resolution, with the full packet, with the full application. We have an opportunity to review it all, and then it can go to action at the following meeting.
Okay, yeah, and there is one additional step that's happening in the background as well, and they're not sure if they have to hear back from the tenants association before it goes to bid. Do you know if they've got that answer? As of Friday, they didn't have it yet.
The tenants association still needs about 2 more weeks.
Yeah,
before
and,
we-
but that's still in line, that's what we were kind of all shooting for, was 4 to 6 weeks, being able to have it done where we can tell them to, yes, you can use it for that, and yes, it go out to bid. And there's another factor other than us in that same time frame.
How do we all feel about that? That's like a real thing.
I know, yeah, let's go,
Okay.
all right?
And I know there are some, I did get some feedback this last week, why are we taking city land and resort tax dollars and spending it on something that is gonna benefit 12 high school students? And it's like, well, that's a very,
Short-sighted way to look at that.
that's a very narrow view of who the user are, but I
That
will also
analysis
add.
was not in the PAR.
Yeah.
Is what?
I said that analysis was not in the PAR.
Yep.
And that, well, and I will tell you, if I accompanied the comment with the address, it would answer all the questions.
Well, at the end of the day, we're gonna look at the facts that are provided, the analysis that's been given, and be able to make a decision. And that's what this is, the intent of this is for, is to be able to evaluate those impacts and give people the opportunity to speak publicly on it. Because again, my thought is, you know, that's part of this. Is even though we're taking green space away, it provides some sort of benefit to the community, and they've gone through the due diligence of talking to the other members.
It's base space right now. Calling it green space would be a little bit of a
I
stretch.
took away my basketball court and put a green space in, so,
Oh. Not basketball court.
Roosevelt.
I like it, because this is about the time frame that I originally gave folks when we started this process, and it's a good 5 or 6 years sooner than they thought it was really gonna be, so.
I can slow it down, no.
No.
I could become a red tape machine. I just wanna
No,
get a
thank
red
you.
tape gun. It goes-
Okay, so tomorrow night,
We talked
we'll
about
hopefully move the resolution to accept the award forward
Mhm.
and get council's buy-off, that what we're gonna do is give them the draft stage application to fill out, but we'll plan on having all of that for below the fold discussion at the next meeting,
Mhm.
okay?
And then we'll also review this at the meeting. Can we, the final copies that we received this evening from Jeremy, can we have hard copy at tomorrow's meeting? That'd be great.
all 30 pages?
I mean, it's not 30, it's like 10. And he also got rid of a bunch of pages
Oh,
because we
okay.
removed all those lines.
True
So
story.
we're
True
basically rocking a 9-page document now. That's not bad.
Plus our packet's 134, what's another 30?
Right? Exactly.
No big deal.
We could
Yeah.
print it double-sided. Please
Yeah.
don't, though, that drives me nuts.
Just in case the board asks me any questions about the application,
Yeah.
would that have been any different now that you've just generated it, or was there one that you were using previously that was
Oh, no,
similar?
this is super new.
Brand new.
It was idea, so this process has kind of happened simultaneously.
Okay.
So there's not any surprises in here, other than now that there's something closer to done, let's just double check and make sure we've got everything.
And we'll
And I
have,
think there were 2 things that,
Should, we can get them a hard copy.
yeah, you guys can get a copy of this.
yeah, I'll get you a copy of it too.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I make sure I'm getting it tonight, so you'll have it before the night is done, you and Barb.
Yeah. No, so it's, yeah, we basically, this is real fresh. I think we've had this draft copy for what, like 3 weeks? Three meetings?
Few
Not
meetings.
even?
Not 3 meetings.
Yeah?
This was
Yeah,
your
maybe.
second
This is
meeting.
our third.
This is third.
Is this the third?
This is
Yeah.
3.
So that's 4 weeks.
So we've had it for a
Good.
month, basically. Old news, I hate it, throw it away.
it over.
Too old, out of date. Okay, excellent. Is that all you need from us? Do you feel good? You want any
I
updates?
was just trying to pick up any questions that I could take to those guys, any information or questions that it sounds like. I mean, other than filling that out, and there's gonna be a few things in there that I can't repeat what you said, that will directly come from us.
There will be a recording available.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And then the MOU being with the schools involved as well.
Yep.
Anything else that you guys need help coordinating with that?
I think it's just gonna be finishing this out and then getting that drafted MOU for the use of the space. We have the drafted MOU for maintenance and, yeah, I think that you guys have done extremely well in terms of putting everything together and also being very flexible through this process as we have been developing it as well. So I think that's pretty much it. Oh my gosh, and look at that. We have been really good about timing lately, you guys. Just want to put that on the record.
Any alarms as well?
Yeah. So any other questions for us? Any public comment? Hot damn.
There is somebody online, I do not see public comment.
Okay. I'm gonna adjourn this meeting at 5:15.
Okay.
You didn't have a public comment. You're sitting there looking like you did have a comment, but you're not saying anything. Okay.
How do you feel about this, Rod? This pretty application?